Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. And in today's video, I'll be sharing a story of how I met my husband or how I met my Mubaba. So I'm recording this video alone because my husband is not here with me. He traveled to a different state to go fishing with his friend. My husband is so crazy about fishing, so he had to go fish with his friend traveling from a different state so that they could meet in a different state and do their fishing. So I could not join them because I had other important things to take care of. So I am here alone. So let's get into the story. Dating back in May 2018, I traveled to a certain city in the state where I stay to go and meet a colleague. And my colleague was also traveling from a different state to come and attend a function. So I happened to arrive there early before my friend arrived. So I decided to go to a nearby library to go and do some study. I am not a library person, but on that particular day, I decided to go to the library. I went to the library and I was going over books, moving from one shelf to another, just looking for any book that would interest me. So there was this guy who came to me and said hello. And I said hello back. And he said, "You have an accent." I said, "Yes, I have an accent." And he asked, "Where are you from?" And I told him that I hailed from Africa, to be precise, Kenya. That is where my roots are. And he said, "Oh, wow, nice." Then I asked him, "Have you ever been to Kenya?" And he said no, but he watches Kenya on the news and he reads about Africa in books and all that. So we had a conversation about Africa and the US, and we started comparing Africa and the US, and we decided to sit on the couch that was in the library as we continued with our conversation. About 30 minutes later, my friend arrived, so I had to say goodbye to this guy that I met in the library and leave, go meet my friend. But before I left, he asked for my contact information. And guess what? I was not hesitant. So I gave him my contact information and I said goodbye to him and left. I went, met my friend, and we had a chat for about 1 hour, and I decided to drive back to my place. 2 weeks later, this guy that I met in the library called me. But by that time, I had forgotten about his number because I had not saved it in my phone. So he introduced himself to me, and now we continued our conversation from where we stopped. And now we started discussing about religion, politics. I don't like talking about politics, but I do like talking about religion and sharing the stories about Jesus Christ, how Jesus fed 5,000 people, with all that kind of stories, and about the Jewish and all the religious sites in the Middle East. And I told him that I would like to visit those religious sites before I die. And he also said that he would also love to visit those religious sites. So it seemed that we had some common interest. Then we were on the phone for about 1 hour and we said goodbye to each other. The next day, he called me in the evening when he left work. And we were on the phone for about 30 minutes and we said goodbye. Now it became a routine for him to call me every day in the evening. It continued for about 2 weeks. And now I started calling him here and there, but mostly he was the one making phone calls. Then 3 months later, he suggested that we needed to meet and have a day together. So we agreed to meet in one of the beautiful parks by the name Wildwood Reserve Park. I had never been there, but I was excited to have gotten a chance to go and explore this park. So we met on that park, but I was so nervous. I was so nervous because I had never been to the date with anybody outside my race. I am not racist, but I had never been on a date with a white guy. So he asked me if I was nervous, and I was like, a little bit, but he could see it on my face that I was nervous. So we started walking along this park, and there were so many paths in the park. But the good thing is that there are so many maps everywhere, and the maps are there to direct you to different locations that you want to go and visit. But the park was very beautiful because there were people jogging around, others having different activities, children playing, and other people were there walking their dogs. So as we walked in the park, some people were so nice to us, others were mean. Some could say hi to me and others would say just hi to him and ignore me. So just like that. But we never cared. Then we agreed to go to McDonald's and go get a drink. So I had never been to McDonald's before. So we went to McDonald's and he asked me what I would like to get. And I said, milkshake. I never had a milkshake before. So I said, milkshake. And he asked what type of milkshake. I said vanilla because I had seen vanilla written there. So I said vanilla. So he also got his milkshake and we drove back to the park where we went and sat under the shade and we enjoyed our drink. So around 5 p.m. he decided to drive back because he lived about 2 hours 30 minutes away from where I lived. So we said goodbye to each other and he left. So we agreed to meet again the following weekend, and again we met at the same place. I know some people would say that, oh, that's too boring, meeting at the same place for the second time. Yes, it was boring, but we liked it. So we met there, and on that day we decided to go to a different restaurant called Chick-fil-A. I like Chick-fil-A because I had been there before and I like their sandwiches. So we went there, we got our sandwiches, and we came back to the park. As we were coming back, it started raining and we decided to sit in the car and we started watching one of the Nigerian movies. We chose that movie is because there is this interesting character by the name Patience Ozokwo, or commonly known as Mama G. So we sat there, we watched Mama G from the beginning until the end. And my husband liked Mama G. And even up to this date, sometimes he calls me, how are you, Mama G? And I just smile because, you know, I love him and it's no offense for him to call me Mama G. So again, we said goodbye to each other and he left. On the third time of our meeting, we met at the same place and he asked me to date him. As we were talking about dating, there was this message that came through his phone, and the message was written as, how are you, my love? I was not happy about it. And I asked him who was that? And he said that is one of the girls who wrote me this message. And I was like, but we have been on the phone, we have been talking, we have been meeting. But he said, but we are not dating. I thought to myself and I said, yeah, it's true. He's probably right. We are not dating. So then he asked me if I would like to date him. Then I say no. I'll think about it. I was so mad. So before we said goodbye to each other, I took a picture with him so that I could send it to my friend and my sister and my other friend. So I sent it to 3 people. So waiting to hear their feedback before I could go ahead and say, yes, let's give it a try. My friend was like, yes, just give him a chance. And my sister said the same thing. And my other friend said the same thing. So I was like, is that all you guys have to say? And they said, yes, what else do you expect us to say? Then like 3 days later, he called me and he asked me if I had made up my mind on dating him. I said, I'm going to give it a try. And that was in August 2018, and we started dating. We dated in August, September, October, and in November, he took me to his family. It was on a Thanksgiving holiday, which is a big holiday in the United States, whereby we went there and we were received so well. After Thanksgiving introduction, we continued dating and we fell deeply in love as days went by. So, and in 2019, we had become madly in love and he proposed to me, and guess what? I said yes. That was in December 2019. So, and in 2020, we decided to start our plans of getting married. We planned to have our wedding in August 2020. But due to COVID-19, with its restrictions, we could not have our wedding. So we postponed our wedding until December 2020, hoping that my family members were going to attend. But unfortunately, there were so many restrictions that made us again to cancel our wedding. Again, we continued with our plans. Now we planned for May 30th, 2021, again hoping and expecting that my family would attend my wedding. Unfortunately, they did not attend because during that time, the embassy was still closed. So they were not in a position to go and get their visas. So I got married here alone, but luckily enough, I had friends who were there by my side, who made me feel at home, and even who made me feel like my family members were around me. And also my husband was there with me. I felt so good and I was so happy. So that's how I met my mubaba, or my husband. And here we are. We have been married for a year and 3 months now, and we are happily married. I cannot say that there are not challenges. Yes, there are challenges, but you have to trust and believe in God. With God, everything is possible. So if you like our story, feel free to like it, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for the upcoming videos. Also, the comment section is open. Make sure you write your comments there. Let us know what you think. Give us ideas on how we could improve our marriage or how we could improve our relationship. Thank you so much and see you next time. Bye bye.